Welcome to Arduino Basics.
Now it's time to modify our code. Remember, this code was working, so I just going to include another PIR. That's why I am going to include another integer with the name PIR, but I am going to identify each PIR. Other way, the Arduino won't understand the proper command. That's why the PIR I am going to include a number 1, and for the PIR 2, the number 2. Of course, for all the code, I need to modify where it says PIR, giving a number 1, and here I am going to include on the setup the PIR number 2 as an input. Well, now I finished with the setup. Remember, on the setup, I just mentioned the way each pin is going to work and the way everything is going to be at the beginning of the programming. On the void loop, I am going to modify what is going to happen when I turn on the Arduino board. That's why I am going to include another serial print ln, because in this way I am going to have on the serial monitor a message from each one of those PIR. Because on a speed meter, each sensor is going to receive a signal in a different interval, I am going to type in here a different message for each of those PIR. Yeah, in this case, for the PIR 1, the message is going to be first stop, but you can modify for the one you want. Now that I have completed this part, I'm just going to copy and I am going to paste it to have the same if for each sensor. Of course, if you notice here, on the top and on the bottom appears first stop and PIR 1. And it's important that I remember that on the integer, I have PIR 2, PIR 1, and a LED, so are three different elements that should appear on the setup and on the void loop. Yeah, the serial begin works for both at the same time because it's just the moment where the serial begin starts. Now that I verify this, I need to understand that first the serial print starts, then if the PIR receives a signal, it's going to send a message to the serial monitor first stop, and in the case of the second PIR, the second message is going to be second stop. I verify again everything that the if is okay. I open and close brackets. I have an if, and here I need to change for PIR2. Remember, this if starts a sub-process. That's why I open and I close brackets again. Here and here is just for this sub-process. And at the end, I cross brackets, but is the one that I open in the line 16 when I open the void loop, when I open the whole process. Now that I start the simulation, you can see pins 2 and 4 working, and when I send a signal or the PIR detects a movement, sends the message to the serial monitor, and the LED turns on to show that there were movement in one of those pins. Now it's time for you to type your code.